So here is how asset protection works. Imagine you have a home, an investment property, another investment property, and a business. Some business, whatever the business is. So it's the business, investment property, and your home. And imagine you have 500,000 debt here, 250 debt here, 250 debt here, and no debt here. And you have equity. You know what equity is, right? So net worth into property. You have equity of 500,000, let's say 250, and this is 1 million in value. Are you with me so far? So what's your real net worth? 1 million, 2 million. You got that, yes or no? All right. So, what's your fear? You have insurance. What's your fear? Your fear is, God forbid, you have a situation where somebody's going to sue you and want to sue beyond the insurance coverage. These are like, let me just tell you that in the insurance world, there is a saying, the more unlikely for an event to happen, the more devastating it will be when it happens. So let me repeat, the more unlikely for an event to happen, the more devastating it will be when it happens. So you're sitting on $2 million in equity. If you hurt somebody, and they're going to immediately go to a lawyer who's going to check the assets and then immediately check the value and then check how much equity. And they're going to want to go after that. They're going to say, well, insurance is going to pay just $1 million. We should sue for the $3 million because we're going to win. Can you guess where is your biggest liability? Like, where does it come from? What activity that you do? Renting, buying, selling, other activities you do. Where does it come from? What is it? Parties in your house. That's a good one. Could be. Driving. Thank you. Very good point. Driving. Either you're driving or your kid's driving. Somebody's driving. That is actually number one cause of liability, statistically speaking. So let's say, God forbid, you're driving for a second there, you drop something on the seat next to you, you look at it, you look up, boom, you just hit this person, he's a dentist, and you hit his elbow, and now his hand trembles, he cannot be a dentist anymore. Right? His whole family is suing you, he's suing you, he says, well, this dentist was making $250,000 a year, he was supposed to work another God knows how many years, now you're getting sued for $3-4 million. You with me? Because that dentist is going to make sure, or that person, that individual, could be a grandmother you hit, whoever. The family is going to sue you. They're going to go to a litigating attorney. The litigating attorney is going to do an asset search. Have you ever seen an asset search done, like in any seminars? They show you a website, they plug in your name and the state you're in. And it quickly shows any property you bought or sold that was ever in your name or in a name in LLC. You put it from your name into a trust. It shows history from your first state to other states. If you had any other transactions anywhere in the country. Within seconds, they can assess, they can see that you have this. Are you with me, yes or no? And they're gonna, within seconds, they're gonna see how much is the debt that's recorded as liens against the property. Those are trust deed lien recorded. And let's say this property is in Wisconsin, it's a mortgage lien. You have some states that are trust deed, that are non-judicial states. Some states are judicial states that are mortgages. Doesn't matter. The key thing is, they're going to see you own 2 investment property, one in Florida, one in Wisconsin. You have a home here and you have a business here. And that lawyer is going to tell the litigant, hey, this person's got $2 million. Let me go ahead and take this case. Let me first see if the case has merit. They hit you, they did it. I'm going to take the case, and I'm going to take the case on contingency. You understand what's on contingency? We win, I get the third. So the litigant is already mad as hell, and the litigant says, yes, sue the bastards. So now you're getting served with a lawsuit. You call the insurance and you say, this is what I did. The insurance says, yes, they may deny the claim first time. They may say, well, there is what's called contributory negligence. You were not looking, you were driving, you caused the accident. So yes, your coverage is maybe $500,000, we're only going to pay $250,000. Or yeah, maybe your coverage is $1 million, but we're only going to pay $500,000. But I'm going to assume the best case scenario. The insurance is going to say, yes, We're going to cover you completely. Yes, you're a good person and we believe in you and you've been paying your premiums. We're going to pay $1 million. Heck, you're sued for $3 million. They want the other $2 million that's here. So they go to court, they present the case. They say the insurance paid $1 million, we need another $2 million. The judge looks at you, says you caused this problem. We have the incident report, they have this thing, they have pictures, they have that. We're going to now, the plaintiff wins against you, the defendant. And you're going to actually have a charging order from the court that forces you to sell your assets, and whatever comes through the escrow has a court order through the charging order to pay the actual litigant that is against you. And the lawyer will do this without even losing his or her appetite. That's what they do for a living. And I'm not blaming them. It could be a good cause. They're trying to do their best representing their client. You understand my point? I respect that. But I'm a responsible person. I had the insurance. I may have even had umbrella insurance. They're going beyond all this and still suing you for an extra $2 million, telling me that this guy was going to make $10 million in his lifetime? They have proof that last 2 years he made so much and he was going to work so hard. Oh my God, what do I do? So this is the problem. I presented to you the problem. Let me tell you how attorneys in seminar companies that ask me to come here to present in any platform and why I don't bring them. So attorneys come in and they say to you, you need to have everything in separate LLCs. LLC 1, LLC 2, LLC 3, LLC 4. Am I right, yes or no? This way, if somebody sues you, they can only go after one LLC. Let's say you had a party and somebody fell and that was the investment property in Wisconsin, and you know in Wisconsin when it gets cold, they take a little bit more extra shots, if you know what I mean. Have you been to Wisconsin? All right, are you with me? So they drink a little bit more. I've been to Wisconsin. The billionaire I worked for had a resort there. So somebody got hurt. The lawyer will tell you if it's in an LLC, they can only go after this one and they can take only $250,000. Wait a minute, Mr. Lawyer. You're selling me a program for $25,000 asset protection and you want me to transfer LLC, 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 LLC. And now you tell me that when I get sued, I'm going to only lose the equity I have here. I don't want to lose one penny. Well, we can only separate the assets. Are you kidding me? Here in California, I'm going to move my own home out of my name into an LLC. I run the risk to lose the Internal Revenue Code 121, where I have $250,000 tax-free when I sell it for as an individual, or as a married couple, $500,000? Are you crazy? Are you telling me I can transfer an investment property I have here or anywhere into an LLC and not trigger a due on sale clause with the bank? I just changed title, ownership. Are you telling me that the tax assessor office is not going to come and assess it? Well, that's when you call us. We usually charge $500 an hour for you because you're going to be a client. It's going to be $200, but we can handle it for you. No. You're trying to suck my blood. Don't go to attorney called Blackula. He will suck your blood. No, I'm just kidding. Are you with me? So what they're saying doesn't make sense. I said, what are you talking about? But wait a minute, they say. We're going to set up the LLC. It's going to be actually flowing through to a Nevada corporation. And the owner is going to be anonymous. So we are going to be the owner. We're going to be the actual director and all this. We're going to be ownership anonymous. But we're going to have the power of attorney to hit it, to handle it. And then it's going to flow through to a trust. We're going to take the money from here, put it there, put it this, take it there, from there, here, boom, over there. Nobody's going to know anything. I'm like, what are you talking about? Have you looked at nolo.com and cases that went to court? The judge asks, who is the beneficiary of the trust? And if you don't answer the court as a defendant, you're in contempt of court. Well, these are cases that it's not going to get that far because we're going to try to stop. It is my job to know. My sister-in-law works for the Supreme Court, Cherif Medawar. She was going to be a judge. This is what I do all day long, is avoiding liability. So I started thinking of this. I said, wait a minute. What they're saying doesn't make sense, but who gets always paid? Who always gets paid? No. The lawyers, I'm with you, but who? The bank. When there is a charging order and it comes and you're forced to sell, the bank is always going to get paid. Why? Because the United States system always pays whoever is owed money first. It's a creditor's system. That's why the banks are so generous. The minute you mess with that, it will be like outside the United States. They're not going to give us loans. So that system will be protected. So how can I'm just sharing with you how the process started 8 years ago. How can I create liens instead of equity. How can I create liens at the full value instead of equity? I found out there are 3 types of liens you can create that are approved in the United States of America.